Good morning. Welcome. It's a little dark down here. I'm Caitlin Roedner-Sutter, California State Director at Environmental Defense Fund, and I am so excited to be here with all of you today. It's not just because Governor Newsom is signing EDF's biggest priorities of the year, cap and invest, and consolidating a Western electricity market. It's what today's actions represent. Big challenges are solved through engagement and partnership, teamwork, and yes, even compromise. California's leaders get that. Sadly, our nation's leaders do not. Enabling California to partner with a growing list of jurisdictions that want to join us. In signing AB 825, Governor Newsom lays the groundwork to cut California's energy costs by $1 billion a year and cut our climate emissions by 59%. This is the promise of California finally getting the modern grid it needs to build a 100% clean power future the fastest, cheapest way possible. By expanding today's energy markets, we expand access to clean electricity and lay a strong foundation for the growth of clean energy and jobs. Thank you to each and every policymaker, leader, advocate, staff member, subject expert who got us here today. There is a lot of important work ahead, and EDF is eager to be part of it along with all of you. Let's show the world why it can look to California when it cannot look to DC. And with that, I'm pleased to introduce Rodney Fong from the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning. It is great to be here amongst the giants above us and within the room. My name is Rodney Fong, and I'm the CEO of the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce, representing 900 different businesses, large and small, in San Francisco. And I want to start off by talking about leadership. And leadership cannot really happen, and California is at the core of our economic engine and leadership. We're leaders in the climate change, we're leaders in innovation, and now we're leaders in predictability of businesses. And I'm speaking from the business community. When we ask our members what's the number one thing they need, it's predictability and certainty. And so this bill, package of bills, is going to do exactly that. We're excited about it. We want to thank the California Chamber of Commerce, Governor Newsom, and all the legislators that are here today for this great package. So congratulations and thank you. Sorry, next up, Rudy Gonzalez.
Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate your partnership and collaboration. My name is Rudy Gonzalez, and I represent blue-collar workers in San Francisco among 27 construction and industry unions. And today I'm here on behalf of the 500,000 members of the State Building and Construction Trades Council. I want to thank the governor and the legislature and all of the advocates and our friends in the business community for locking arms and really showing what the spirit of collaboration, compromise, commitment, courage, and conviction can bring to the table for everyday Californians. The members I represent up and down the state are suffering. They're suffering from an affordability crisis. They're nervous about the economic forecasts for our nation, and they are looking to us to show leadership in a time of great uncertainty. This package of bills is a shot in the arm to blue-collar workers. This package of bills enables me to knock on doors up and down this state and talk to our members about the kitchen table issues they care about. They care about good jobs. They care about a clean and safe planet for their families and for their futures. And they care about what's happening to them in their pocketbook. This package of bills is going to bring about forward movement for our issues around climate change, but perhaps more importantly to the folks that I represent, it's going to send a message to them that blue-collar workers are at the center of this administration's policy, that industrial workers have a future in this state, and that we together with advocates from all sides of these conversations, can move California forward for a vibrant economy that works for working people. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce Assemblymember Jackie Irwin.
Thank you so much, and it is incredibly exciting to be here today. Last year, around December, I think I was in South America, the speaker called me and offered me the opportunity to lead the cap and trade reauthorization. It was not a difficult decision, despite the fact that I knew it would be a challenge. And I'll have to tell you, it really was a challenge. A week and a half ago, we weren't even sure it was going to get done. So at the beginning of the year, we appointed a 17-person assembly working group. And I'm sure it would be a surprise to no one that 17 politicians have a lot of different opinions. But we rolled up our sleeves and met almost every week over the last year, and the result of that hard work is reflected in AB 1207. The work will result in lower electricity bills for all Californians among in the highest billed months. And if the PUC gets it right, it could result in a 30% discount on electric bills during those months. Furthermore, it will direct a portion of the funds to provide long-term affordability benefits through public financing for transmission projects. AB 1207 will continue our fight against climate change while containing costs for all Californians. But the point that I want to make as the representative of Pacific Palisades, where over 5,000 homes tragically burned 9 months ago, the cost of inaction is immeasurable. So I would like to thank the governor, his incredible staff. I would like to thank the speaker and Assembly members Bauer-Kayan and Assembly member Bryan, who are on our negotiating team. And I want to give out a big thanks to Assemblymember Cotty Petrie-Norris, who really shepherded all the very difficult energy bills through the Assembly and through the legislature. And finally, all of you sitting here know you can't get it done without incredible staff. So I want to thank Brett and Sam and Susan from the Speaker's office. With the passage of SB 840 and AB 1207, California will continue to lead the world in fighting climate change. Thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce the amazing chair of the Utilities Committee, my seatmate, Cotty Petrie-Norris.
Good morning. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you. I think I can say that this is the coolest venue in which I have ever been asked to give a speech. I am Cotty Petrie-Norris. I represent California's 73rd Assembly District, and I am the chair of the Assembly Committee on Utilities and Energy. We began 2025 with the devastating LA wildfires. One more reminder that the climate crisis is here, now, and urgent. And that's something that California and Californians have understood for a very long time. That's why we have led the nation and the world on climate action. We have incredibly ambitious and incredibly important climate goals. I don't think I'm going to surprise anyone in this room when I say we also have a monumental challenge before us in order to actually deliver on those goals. Some of you have heard me joke that for years, decades, generations of policymakers got to come to Sacramento, serve in state government, and set these really, really big, audacious targets and say, you know what, in 50 years' time, we're going to do something really, really hard. And then they could kind of pat themselves on the back, have a press conference, declare themselves a climate warrior, and kind of go about their business. And we can't do that anymore because all of those chips are coming due. And so getting this done happens on our watch. And every single person in this room is a part of that story and is going to be it has been a part of the success we've achieved in California and is an important part of the success that we must achieve as we move forward. And I think as we looked at the challenges in front of us this year, we wanted to make sure that we weren't just making progress on climate action, but that we were doing it in a way that really balanced the three legs of our energy stool: sustainability, reliability, and affordability. And so I'm proud of the bills that we are putting on your desk today, Mr. Governor. I really do believe that this package of legislation, as the podium sign says in front of me, we are cutting bills, we're cutting pollution, and we are ensuring reliability for Californians. And as Caitlin said in her opening remarks, the stakes right now really could not be higher. The eyes of the world and the nation are on California. So we've got to make sure that we get this done and that we get it done right, and that we demonstrate that we can lead on climate action while we ensure that Californians can pay their bills, while we ensure that Californians have good, high-quality, high-paying jobs, and that we ensure that we continue to grow the fourth largest economy in the world. These are big challenges, and I'm so grateful to everyone who was part of the success that we achieved this year. I want to say a thank you to my seatmate and partner in crime, Assemblymember Irwin, as well as our colleagues, Assemblymember Wilson, who really led on the work that we did in the Assembly on the stabilization of the petroleum fuels market, as well as my colleague, Assemblymember Hart. I want to thank the speakers team and staff. A special shout out to Laura and to Chase. And I also want to thank our partners and colleagues in the California State Senate. And I'm very pleased to introduce our incoming Senate PT. Give it up for Senator Monique Limon.
Buenos dias, buenos dias. It is indeed a good day here in California. I'm proud to stand here for a reaffirmation to what California's climate goals are. With rollbacks of decades-old bipartisan environmental protections at the federal level, today we are here to reaffirm our commitment to California's goals. The state must continue to transition towards green energy, and we know that that cuts our greenhouse gas emissions and makes investments in projects that combat what our communities are feeling on the ground. You've heard from my colleagues about how we started 2025 with the LA fires and our frontline communities understanding the impact that climate has all over this state, this country, and the world. Since the inception of the Cap and Invest Now program, over 122,000 jobs have been created. $13 billion have been invested in over 500,000 projects. And we've developed a better transportation structure, all while doing this. The legislature has worked for months to craft a proposal that builds on all of these significant gains for the Cap and Invest program. And we're proud that these investments include $125 million in transit passes for Californians annually, $800 million in affordable housing, $130 million in clean drinking water, and $200 million in wildfire protection. The things that Californians are asking us to do. Additionally, we are investing more in environmentally overburdened communities by ensuring that $250 million go towards protecting air quality in frontline communities. Lastly, this proposal creates climate-smart jobs for thousands of Californians, continuing our legacy of employing the most clean energy workers of any state in this country. Cap and Invest is not just a bold goal. It is also a response to the over 67% of Californians who want to lower the state's greenhouse gas emissions, and the over 2/3 of Californians who are in favor of our state taking action and taking steps to address the global climate crisis. California is stepping up to the plate like we have done time and time again. I'm proud of what the legislature and the governor have accomplished, and I'm also proud to have worked with the Assembly and with incredible colleagues in the Senate, including Senator Laird, Senator Becker, Senator Stern, Senator Allen, Senator Gonzalez, Senator Blakespear, who were all part of the working group for Cap and Invest. It was hard, it was difficult, but we made it happen. And now, I want to introduce who led this effort on the state Senate, the one, the only California Senate Pro Tempore, Mike McGuire.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hot damn. You know, it's a big day and a big week for several reasons here at the Academy of Sciences. Claude, the albino alligator, turned 30 this week, huh? There we go, right on. And today's a big day because promises were kept here in California. And today is proof that teamwork makes dream work. And today, California's dream is more affordable. You know, for months, the Senate, the Assembly, Governor Newsom, we've been working together to ensure Californians can get relief in their electric bills. And we're delivering on that promise. We've been working together to hold electric utilities accountable and ensure their infrastructure is more wildfire safe. Today, we're following through on that promise. We've been working together to ensure that the Golden State's world-leading climate initiatives continue to thrive under the hostile and regressive policies of the Trump regime. Promises made, promises kept. And together with today's bill signing by the governor, we're continuing California's legacy of innovation, growing our economy, and building more housing where Californians love to call home. The reauthorization includes $60 to $90 billion over the next decade and a half in investments for transit, building thousands of units of housing, safe drinking water for tens of thousands, wildfire prevention, high-speed rail, all the while reducing local air quality impacts in disadvantaged communities. $63 billion will go towards lowering utility bills for Californians who need it most. A promise made, a promise kept. But don't take our word for it. Let's take a look at the numbers over the past decade about Cap and Invest. California's nation-leading Cap and Invest program has supported tens of thousands of jobs, 20,000 housing units, and 420,000 clean energy rebates. California proves that we can do both, grow our economy and tackle the climate crisis. California is charting the future. The reauthorization will put more money. It's going to put more money in the pockets of hardworking Californians, and it's going to keep our air clean, all the while powering our transition to a green economy. As I said earlier, teamwork makes the dream work. And I want to acknowledge several individuals who are here today from the state Senate. First of all, I want to acknowledge our pro tem-elect, Monique Limon, for leading our climate working group. We're grateful for her leadership. I want to say thank you to Senator Josh Becker, the energy chair of the California State Senate, who's been working time and time again to get these bills across the finish line. Thank you so much to Chair Becker. I want to say thank you to Senator Reyes. We also have Senator Grayson, who is here today, who chaired our Fuel Stability Working Group, along with our co-chair, Ms. Richardson, who co-chaired the Fuel Stability Working Group. Thank you to the two of you, to Senator Allen and Senator Blakespear, Senator Caballero and Gonzalez, Senator Laird, who is here today. Thank you for your continued work. To Senator Stern, thank you. To Senator Hurtado, Hurtado, who always reminded us that we have to focus on Kern County and the Central Valley. Thank you, Senator Hurtado. I want to say thank you to Senator Arreguín, who is here today, Senator Cabaldon, and of course, want to say thank you to Senator Grove, who is here as well, to Ms. Petrie-Norris and Ms. Irwin. Thank you. Thank you for never giving up and for the tenacity that you had. And there are some unsung heroes here today. The Assembly staff, the governor's staff team, and there are three individuals who I'd like to be able to acknowledge: Chris Nielsen, Kip Lipper, and James Barba, who gave it their all and literally spent about 39 hours up, never getting a wink, getting these bills across the finish line. I want to wrap it up with this. Today's a big win for the Golden State. If you pay utility bills and you want them lower, you win. If you drive a car and hate gas price spikes, you win. If you want clean drinking water, you win. If you want to breathe clean air, you win today. It's a pretty big winner's circle. But this is a pretty ambitious package. But this is what California is all about. In tough times, we come together and pass bold policy that leads this nation. We know the future always means moving forward and always together. And speaking of that, it is now my honor to be able to introduce the governor who is leading the charge for the rest of America, showing the nation that Democrats can deliver to make life more affordable for millions and never give up on our values of combating the climate crisis. He knows that we can do both. And with his leadership, today, we are doing both. I want to hear you loud and proud. Let's give it up for the one, the only, it's a big damn deal that we're here, Governor Gavin Newsom, everybody. Come on now.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you to the Pro Tem. This is a horrible setup. I can't see damn one of you. And it's horrible for another reason, because it brings back some memories that my staff, particularly my old mayor's staff, does not want to be brought back up. The last time I was in here, I gave a State of the City speech that went on for 7.5 hours. And if you think I'm making that up, the next day, you can check it out. You can Google it. I think it was the Examiner that did a headline, said, because it was on YouTube, it said, YouTube, comma, you bored, question mark. I was surprised there was a question mark as opposed to an exclamation mark. So I will try to be brief. By the way, in my defense, forgive me, I was trying to use this new medium of social media and do bite-sized snippets on issues that people, I thought, would appreciate, that they can fast forward things they didn't care about, and they could then focus and get a little bit more on things they did care about. But anyway, it was an abject failure, unlike what brings us here today, which is in the spirit of the Pro Tem, celebrating an expansive winner's circle, and celebrating the success of partnership and collaboration, and celebrating the success of reconciling our differences. I appreciate the reference to those that are here assembled with us from the Assembly as well as the State Senate. What is important, for those of you who may not be familiar with some of those names, it's a bipartisan group of folks, which is important. You know, we're a stone's throw away from the African exhibit, and it's always good to be reminded of African proverbs. Says, you want to go fast, you can go alone. You want to go far, go together. And we have made tremendous progress over the course of the last many weeks, trying to reconcile these simultaneous crises that we have. This climate crisis, yes, crisis of democracy, growing crisis of confidence that people can deliver and deliver results. And I think what, for me, makes this day special, 6 bills that are all about the how, not about the what and the why. As was stated, we've done a very effective job of identifying the problem, but not many jurisdictions have identified strategies to actually deliver real and demonstrable results. It's an interesting fact. Every single one of those audacious climate goals the state has set we have achieved, every single one. In fact, today, we're running the fourth largest economy with 67% of our energy carbon-free. It's unprecedented. There's no other jurisdiction in the world that can lay claim to that. It is remarkable, and just briefly, 1874, the first electricity came to California, came here to San Francisco. There's been 105 gigawatts of installed capacity. In just the last 6.5 years, we've installed over 30 gigawatts. About a third of all the installed capacity, and the vast majority of that has been clean. So I would add, not just lower utility costs, I'll get to that, lower pollution, but also reducing all the BS, the timelines. A lot of what we are signing today is about building on the reforms, the permitting and the zoning reforms, the land use reforms, and moving forward to get these large-scale projects done. That's what we have done with large-scale battery storage, 15,000 megawatts in the last 6 years. It's simply unprecedented. There's no other jurisdiction in the world can lay claim to that except China, interestingly, and the state of California. So our state of mind is firmly planted on the application, the implementation. And that includes a balanced approach in this context. The reason this is bipartisan, the reason you heard Kern County and others, is we have to effectively transition. This is not an ideological endeavor. We're in the practical application business. We've got to manifest our ideals and our goals. And so this lays it out, but it lays it out without laying tracks over folks. I know there are tracks we are starting to lay in the Central Valley that are part of this. But the issue of affordability, as you heard, is top of mind. It's $60 billion. This should be the headline. $60 billion of tax rebates on electricity bills. That's what this bill represents, $60 billion. There's not another jurisdiction that can lay claim to that. Close to $1 billion a year just in our regionalization efforts as we work to expand our capacity to export more clean and green energy, to import to address some of the issues around reliability, but also to stabilize our grid with the Western market. We've worked on that for over a decade. We're getting it done here today. So finding a balanced approach, setting forth strategies to achieve audacious goals that simply no other large-scale jurisdiction in the world can lay claim to, and doing it in a way that reduces the burden on ratepayers and taxpayers at the same time. So I'm proud, and it's about time in contrast, because I'll close on this. As it was noted and stated, it was a hell of a time. The CEC, our California Energy Commission, is celebrating its 50th anniversary today. And I'll remind folks that may have forgotten, or those that may not know, it was Ronald Reagan, Republican governor, that signed the bill that ultimately led to the CEC. He did the same with the California Air Resources Board. It was a Republican by the name of Nixon that codified our leadership in 1970 with the Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, Endangered Species Act, Republican president. The vandalism that this president has done to our kids and our grandkids, the deficits, environmental injury is nothing more than deficit spending. Healthcare costs, the burdens of cleanup costs in the next generation is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's also a front in the spiritual sense. And it's hard not to think about that in the context of these sentinels above you. This is the one thing that connects us generations, thousands and thousands of generations. There's something profoundly spiritual about that. It's an affront to God. Not my word. Those are the words of the Pope when we were at the Vatican a year and a half ago. So we recognize how precious this moment is and how important California is at this moment. And so I say all that, and this is a point of pride, who celebrated my oldest daughter's 16th birthday last night. And these are the kind of things, Mr. Pro Tem, leaders, that we get to look back with deep pride and satisfaction that we did the best we could, and hell, we set the tone and the pace for the rest of the nation. Thank you all very, very much. You sign the bill?
Members of the legislature and all speakers, please join the governor at the podium to sign the legislation.